Today, Thursday the 16th of August 2018, TIDMFTC RNS number 9519X Filtronic PLC the 16th of August 2018, the 16th of August 2018, Filtronic PLC audited full year results for the year the 31st of May 2018. Filtronic PLC, the designer and manufacturer of microwave electronics products for the wireless telecoms infrastructure market, announces its full year results for the 12 months ended the 31st of May 2018. Financial highlights: 2018-2017 sales revenue £24 million, £35.4 million, earnings before interest, taxation, depreciation £2.5 million, £2.5 million, and amortization. Operating profit £1.8 million, £1.7 million, profit before taxation £1.2 million, £2.2 million, basic earnings per share 0.59p, 1.51p, diluted earnings per share 0.59p, 1.49p. Net cash balance as at the 31st of May, £3.6 million, £2.6 million, cash from operating activities £1.8 million, £3.9 million. Operational highlights: secured a major development contract with a major OEM to design and supply massive MIMO antennas, a key product in network densification using techniques that will form the basis of 5G systems. Second major contract win secured in the year to supply our Tier 1 European defense customer. The contract, valued at £4.8 million, is to be supplied over 3 years. Production rates reached full contractual requirements by the close of the year. Another year of strong demand for filter products, with the main growth driven by the largest OEM supplier in the public safety communications market. Approved as a vendor by a major U.S. mobile network operator to supply 5G evolution antennas, and recently qualified by a major mobile network operator in EMEA for another of our antenna products. Selected by a leading OEM to supply Orpheus E-band transceivers into their new E-band backhaul radio. Reorganization of the business identified to capitalize on opportunities in 5G as we leverage our operational and engineering capabilities. Commenting on the outlook, Greg Gutt, chairman, said, "We are pleased with the progress we have made along our strategic pathway, and our focus on higher margin products and applications has further improved operating profitability over the past year. Our substantial investment in new products and technologies over the past 2 years has started to deliver on our objectives of broadening our customer base and expanding our product range. This remains a key strategic objective. We are gaining increasing market recognition for our expertise in network access and mmWave engineering, and we believe this positions us very well to take advantage of the huge opportunities that exist in the future development of 5G networks. Massive MIMO antennas utilize techniques that will be a key enabler of 5G, and our recent contract win to engineer and supply these antennas to a major global OEM demonstrates our capability and credibility to take advantage of these opportunities as they arise." Annual General Meeting. The annual general meeting will take place at 11 a.m. on the 25th of October 2018 at the offices of Pinsent Masons, 1 Park Row, Leeds, LS1, 5AB. Filtronic PLC Tel. 0113220000. Michael Tyerman, FD. Rob Smith, CEO. Panmure Gordon, UK, Limited. Tel. 020-7886-2500. Dominic Morley, Alina Vaskina. Tel. 020-7933-8780. Walbrook PR Limited. Paul Cornelius, Filtronic at walbrookpr.com. Sam Allen. Note: this announcement contains inside information which is disclosed in accordance with the Market Abuse Regulation. Chairman's statement. The year under review saw steady progress as we further developed our strategy of broadening our customer base and the markets we serve. Although sales revenue reduced, a good sales mix along with the initial fulfillment of the previously announced defense contracts enabled gross margins to improve, with the result that operating profitability was marginally higher than in the comparative period. The reduction in sales resulted from a combined impact of lower than expected demand for our customer-specific integrated ultra-wideband antennas and delays in the production ramp of our new defense contracts that did not achieve full production capacity until the final quarter of the year. In the second half of the year we also saw a softening of demand for legacy filter products, as some of these program rollouts naturally concluded. We are, however, very pleased with the progress made through the year in developing, refining and executing our strategies to prepare the business for 5G deployment and to increase our participation in markets other than mobile telecommunications infrastructure. We were particularly pleased to announce the award of a development contract for massive MIMO antennas from Nokia. This is strategically significant as MIMO is a fundamental technique that will be used in the development and deployment of 5G systems. The MIMO antenna is complex, but we have been able to leverage our prior IP to accelerate the development phase, and we anticipate that, having recently received initial orders, production will commence in the first half of FY 2019. Financial performance summary. Group sales for the year were £24 million, 2017, £35.4 million, and an operating profit of £1.8 million was achieved. 2017, £1.7 million. Earnings before interest, taxation, depreciation and amortization (EBITDA) was £2.5 million, 2017, £2.5 million. Filtronic Wireless business revenue was £18.4 million, 2017, £30.5 million, with an operating profit of £2.4 million, 2017, £3.5 million, and EBITDA of £2.7 million, 2017, £4 million. Filtronic Broadband business revenue was £5.6 million, 2017, £4.9 million, with an operating profit of £0.2 million, 2017, £0.9 million, operating loss and EBITDA of £0.5 million, 2017, £0.6 million, loss before interest, taxation, depreciation and amortization. The group had net cash of £3.6 million at the end of the financial year 2017, £2.6 million. The cash generation for the year reflected the continuing profitability of the group. The group maintains an invoice discounting facility in the UK with Barclays Bank plc of £3 million that was undrawn at the year-end 2017, GBP0. We have recently secured a further financing agreement with Wells Fargo Bank for an invoice factoring facility in the United States of $4 million. This facility will support our sales growth in the U.S. market. Dividend. No dividend is proposed for the year 2017, GBP0. The board continues to review its dividend policy and remains of the opinion that, whilst cash reserves remain healthy, shareholder interests are better served by retaining cash to fund our working capital and further investment plans than by distributing cash at this time. Outlook. The progress made over the past few years has demonstrated the group's ability to grow both profits and profitability. Whilst progress has been made in diversifying our customer base, our sales remain highly concentrated and are still exposed to fluctuations in demand due to the nature of our business and the significant size of projects we supply into. However, the shorter product life cycles associated with the mobile telecommunications infrastructure market are being offset by the revenues that we are now starting to generate from the critical communications market, which has a longer-term demand profile and more predictable revenue streams. As the technologies deployed within our Filtronic Wireless and Filtronic Broadband products progressively converge, we have concluded that merging our two engineering and operations organizations and trading as one business will better optimize the use of our resources for the benefit of both customers and shareholders. Consequently, this is the last year that we will report Filtronic Wireless and Filtronic Broadband within the group as two separate business segments. We continue to be encouraged by the breadth of opportunities being developed and remain optimistic for the long-term prospects for the group. terms and impact of Brexit remain unclear, but the global nature of our trade should provide a good degree of shelter from any major changes that may arise when the UK leaves the European Union. I would like to thank our employees for all their continued hard work over the past year, and to also thank our shareholders and other stakeholders for their continuing support as we work to build the business. Reg. Chairman, the 15th of August 2018. Chief Executives Review. FY 2018 saw good underlying profitability despite reduced sales revenue compared to FY 2017. The decline in sales revenue was a consequence of a faster-than-expected reduction in demand for ultra-wideband integrated antennas as the program rollout that saw such good demand in FY 2017 concluded. Whilst a year-on-year drop in sales revenue is disappointing, we were very pleased to see a strengthening of demand for higher-margin products in the year, which led to improved profitability. With good order visibility on established program rollouts from defense contracts and our selection by a major OEM to supply Filtronic design massive MIMO antennas, we are confident for the business over the mid to long term. Our strategy and markets. Our objective is to grow profitably as an organization by being a key supplier of advanced RF communications products to the mobile telecommunications infrastructure and critical communications markets. We focus on growth markets, where we have a deep understanding of the sector and customer requirements and where we can leverage our know-how and significant IP portfolio. Our strategy to fulfill this objective includes, to offer a growing range of technically advanced antennas, wave transceivers and filters which are developed to meet the specific needs of our customers, to expand our customer base within existing markets, and to widen the number of markets we serve. We have made significant progress in broadening both our customer base and the markets we serve in FY 2018. Saw major contributions to sales and profits from outside our traditional mobile telecommunications infrastructure market. Revenues and profits from customers in the defense and aerospace and public safety networks markets grew strongly in the year, providing a good platform for the future. Our core technology know-how is in antennas, RF conditioning and transceiver products. We have gained a strong and growing reputation in the markets we serve for innovation, flexibility and the ability to deliver technically advanced products to demanding specifications. The fast-moving nature of the markets we serve means that we have to be flexible and adapt rapidly to changes. Within our traditional telecommunications market, the evolution to 5G has begun to shape the nature of customer demand. The recently announced orders for MIMO antennas is one example of how Filtronic is participating in this technology evolution. As 5G develops to use wave bands, our know-how in high-frequency transceivers, filtering and antennas becomes increasingly relevant to our customers. Over recent years, the technologies deployed across our two businesses have been on progressively converging pathways. We have therefore concluded that merging our two business units into a single operating structure will enable us to better address the opportunities that 5G is presenting to us and allow the organization to better utilize its engineering, operations and sales resources. This change will also enable us to simplify our messaging to new and existing customers, as we will simply go to market as Filtronic, eliminating some confusion that existed whilst trading as two separate business units. The mobile telecoms infrastructure market has been the main focus for Filtronic for a number of years. However, as we execute our strategy to grow our customer base and target adjacent market opportunities, we must ensure our sales organization reflects the different drivers and characteristics of these target markets. We have therefore also realigned our sales force into two sales teams to give specific market focus to our selling activities. One team will focus on our core mobile telecommunications infrastructure market, whilst the other will focus on the critical communications market, which includes defense and aerospace, public safety and emerging applications such as high-altitude pseudo-satellites, HAPS. We are convinced that having sector specialists will enable us to meet our customers' needs and expectations more closely. As a consequence, Filtronic Wireless and Filtronic Broadband business segments have been combined, and this review will be the last one that references the previous operating segments and reports discrete financials for each. Filtronic Wireless FY 2018 saw a reduction in revenues compared with FY 2017 due to the faster-than-expected reduction in demand for our first generation of custom integrated antenna. However, based upon our achievements with this product, we secured a major follow-up product development contract for a MIMO antenna. This antenna is currently undergoing end customer trials with an expected production ramp in FY 2019. We are pleased to note that initial orders have now been received and we are in the process of setting up production lines to meet this demand. We have made considerable efforts to sell antennas direct to mobile network operators, MNOs, to further diversify our customer base. Establishing ourselves in this subset of the market has, however, taken longer than we had originally expected. During FY 2018, one of our antenna products was approved by a major US MNO, and we are pleased to report that another MNO in the MEA recently qualified another of our antenna products. We are working diligently to convert these product approvals into sales and will keep investors informed of progress. In FY 2017, we saw good demand for legacy filter products, and this demand continued through the first half of FY 2018. However, we started to see this demand tailing off in the second half of FY 2018, and we expect to see further tailing off as the programs for these filter products conclude during FY 2019. We took a conscious decision to exit the OEM base station filter market in FY 2016 as this market had become increasingly commoditized by a number of Chinese suppliers bidding aggressively to secure business. This trend has continued, and we have no intention of re-entering this space. However, we do continue to sell filters into the public safety market along with our advanced antennas, which are system-level products with integrated filters. In addition, we sell complex filter combiners to MNOs where the application has not been commoditized. FY 2018 saw very healthy demand for filters and combiners from the public safety market. This demand is project-driven, and during FY 2018 we benefited from several major new system deployments. Whilst demand is uneven, product life cycles are long and underlying demand has steadily increased in recent years. Filtronic Broadband. During FY 2018, we saw production ramps for the two main defense contracts we had previously announced, which require Filtronic to build high-specification transmit-receive modules, TRMs, to our customers' specification. Our know-how in the manufacture of transceivers along with our specialized production capability was key to winning these contracts. Component materials used are specified and, for the most part, procured by the customer and then free-issued to us for manufacture, assembly and testing. The scale-up of production proved to be challenging due to third-party supply issues with some of these components, and this significantly delayed achieving the anticipated revenues. However, by working closely with our customer, we were able to identify solutions to these component issues, and by the final quarter of FY 2018, the two contracts were at full contractual production rates. These two initial contracts run for 3 and 8 years, respectively. We note that more orders have been placed for the defense application where these TRMs are embedded, and we are thus well positioned to win more work in due course. After a slow start to the year for sales of our backhaul Orpheus transceiver products, we are pleased to report that Orpheus sales picked up in the second half as a leading OEM adopted this transceiver and embedded it in their new E-band backhaul radio. We continue to seek opportunities for these products in other applications and are working on developing new design variants and configurations that meet the specification requirements and price points demanded by the telecoms market. In addition to our focus on our traditional core markets, we are working to develop opportunities for our mmWave transceiver products in emerging applications such as high-capacity communications links to satellites, HAPS and track-side-to-train links. During FY 2018, we also secured and delivered development contracts for fiber replacement and 5G-related test equipment applications. We are pleased with our progress in growing our customer base and reducing our customer concentration, but recognize that we sell our products into a small number of large clients, and so addressing this concentration issue remains a long-term project. Future trends. The markets that we serve are dynamic, growing, and continue to present good opportunities for us. MNOs continue to invest in networks to increase capacity. Within 4G LTE networks, MNOs are increasing capacity by densification of their networks. There are two specific trends in densification: A. MNOs acquiring additional spectrum and building out networks to deploy additional bands. This is resulting in a requirement for multi-band antennas that can service as many as 6 different frequency bands. B. The introduction of MIMO increases spectral efficiency within existing licensed bands. This technique is a cost-effective way for MNOs to increase capacity and reduces the significant investment in additional spectrum. These dense networks, primarily at frequencies less than 6 GHz, are being marketed as 4.5G, 4.9G and 5G evolution by MNOs, and this is where we expect to see the majority of hardware investment over the next few years. Filtronic is well positioned to participate in the densification of 4G LTE networks with our multi-port, ultra-wideband antennas and our MIMO antenna offering. We are also starting to see investment in the development of mmWave 5G technologies. In the 26 to 28 GHz band, concept models have been produced with fully integrated front ends where the MIMO antennas are closely coupled to dedicated chipsets incorporating multiple TRMs. We are very well placed to participate in the development of these 5G systems. Our combination of key relationships with OEMs, high-frequency transceiver and TRM expertise and knowledge of advanced antenna and filtering technologies provides us with solid commercial and technical platforms upon which we can build our market position. The critical communications market is driven by government and quasi-governmental spending. Geopolitical instability is leading to renewed expenditure on more advanced defense and public security equipment and technology. Investment in public safety networks continues to grow, and effective communications networks for emergency services are seen as a high priority in an era of increasing focus on national security. Whilst longer-term there is a desire to use commercially available broadband networks, such as 4G LTE, that can accommodate public safety data requirements, most budget holders value the quality, operational independence, performance and stability of narrow-band public safety systems such as P25 and Tetra. Looking ahead, the future of RF communication continues to be exciting, and Filtronic's relevance to its customers and markets continues to grow. We are supplying products and technologies to leading businesses in mobile telecommunications infrastructure and critical communications markets that will see major deployments in the coming years. We continue to develop relationships with existing and new customers that will yield long-term growth for the business. Rob Smith, Chief Executive Officer. The 15th of August 2018 Financial Review. The financial year saw steady progress with another year of profitable trading, a strengthening of the balance sheet and good cash generation. Revenues. Sales revenue for the group decreased in the year by 32% to £24 million, 2017, £35.4 million. Filtronic Wireless saw sales reduction of 40% to £18.4 million, 2017, £30.5 million, contributing 77% 2017 to 86% to group revenue. Despite revenue being down, our strategy of refocusing the business into higher-margin products and applications enabled us to substantially mitigate the revenue decline. Filtronic Broadband saw revenue growth of 14%, with sales increasing to £5.6 million, 2017, £4.9 million, accounting for 23% 2017 to 14% of group revenue. In line with the strategy to broaden the customer base and markets we serve, it was particularly pleasing to see much of this growth coming from new markets and product offerings which have much longer product life cycles and therefore provide more visibility over future revenues. Operating costs reduced in the year as overheads, excluding depreciation, amortization and other non-cash items, reduced to £8.8 million 2017, £9.6 million. Continue to invest in our engineering and manufacturing teams to support product development and delivery of contract wins respectively, and this is reflected in the average headcount for the year, which has increased to 126, 2017 to 116. The reduction in overheads is accounted for by the investment in intangible assets, as we have capitalized £0.4 million 2017 GBP of product development costs to match against future revenues generated from the development. EBITDA. During the year we took the decision to move from adjusted operating profit to EBITDA as an alternative performance measurement. EBITDA is a more widely recognized metric by key stakeholders, giving a good indication of the cash generation from the business operations before working capital and capital expenditure requirements. EBITDA for the group in the year was £2.5 million 2017, £2.5 million. Filtronic Wireless EBITDA reduced to £2.7 million 2017, £4 million due to lower revenues, although improved product margins helped mitigate the impact. Filtronic Broadband posted EBITDA of £0.5 million 2017, £0.6 million loss, which represents a significant improvement on the prior year and validates the strategy put in place to return the business unit to profitability. 2018-2017 reconciliation of GBP2.5m GBP2.5m EBITDA. Operating profit $1,773, $1,702. Depreciation $542,658. Amortization $141,110. EBITDA $2,456, $2,470. Exceptional cost, income, and exceptional cost of £0.5 million 2017, £0.7 million income was charged to the income statement due to the revaluation of a US dollar-denominated intercompany balance in the Filtronic Wireless UK entity. This was a result of the US dollar weakening against sterling during the year and the intercompany loan to the US subsidiary being worth less in sterling. Taxation. A small tax credit of £5,000 2017, £0.9 million has been recognised for the year, as set out in Note 6. The group continues to benefit from our Following the recent reduction in the U.S. federal corporate tax rate, a write-down of £0.1 million was made on the deferred tax asset held in the U.S. relating to net operating losses carried forward, giving a one-off, non-cash impact to reflect the new, lower rate of corporate taxation. Capital expenditure. Capital expenditure of £0.6 million 2017, £0.8 million included £0.2 million for the Filtronic Wireless business 2017, £0.3 million and £0.4 million for Filtronic Broadband 2017, £0.5 million. Filtronic Wireless invested in production tooling to enable cost savings to improve product margins, whilst Filtronic Broadband invested in new equipment to increase production capacity and improve capability. Research and development costs are